everyone, welcome back to Sydney and happy Friday. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful week. I am coming to you from quite a grey day here. Grey, but there's definitely the feel of spring in the air, so I'm so excited for some warmer weather. It feels like it's been a long winter for us, but I'm not complaining. I do enjoy cozy weather as much as I enjoy some sunshine as well. So today I'm hoping to have quite a productive day. I have, as usual, quite a lot on the to-do list. I've actually been awake since 4 a.m. It was my turn again to take my son to squad training. My husband's at work. So I've been up for quite a while. I've already done a bit of, checking emails, social media, that sort of stuff. I have also put a slow cook on. You know I love to use the slow cooker. And today, because I've got an interview at 5 p.m, I thought, if I get some meat into the slow cooker, then I just need to make a side, like some pasta or some rice or something. And if you can hear the chewing, it's Loki. Every time he hears me recording, my dog, he decides to eat. I don't know, it must be like a sort of anxiety thing or a habit he's developed. But anyway, so sorry, forgive his very loud chewing. That's not very polite. So I put the slow cooker on. So then I just need to make a side later on. And now I'm going to go to my study, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is edit a new podcast episode. So I have several that are in the to edit folder, so I want to get that done. I think the one that I'm editing will be quite a fast edit. There weren't many ums or ahs or breaks or anything like that, so I'm hoping I can get that done really quickly. I mentioned I've got an interview at 5 p.m. Then I also, I've got lots of emails to respond to. I have a lecture that I need to start preparing. I have next week's talks to make sure I'm ready for. It's already been a busy week, actually. I have already published an interview. I was interviewed for someone else's podcast, which was fun, being on the, being the interviewee instead of the interviewer. So there's been a lot going on. It just seems like it's always really busy. But anyway, not complaining, enjoying it all. And thank you for, of course, supporting the work I do. It means a lot to me. So I'm just finishing my mocha. I'm still completely addicted to those sugar-free mochas that I showed you a few weeks ago. Oh my goodness. Yes, so I'm going to finish this, head upstairs to my study, sit down, edit the podcast episode. I haven't gone for a walk yet. That's one thing I haven't done. And it's a really lovely day, so I need to do that. No, it's a bit grey. I really like this atmospheric weather, but it's a bit grey, a little bit stormy looking. I really enjoy that. So I'm going to go upstairs and edit the episode, and then I'll check in with you after that. But let me know in the comments how you're all doing and how your week's been. So before I start working, I just wanted to mention a book that I finished reading yesterday that I absolutely loved, and it's this one. So it's called The 7 Skins of Esther Wilding by Holly Ringland. She's actually an Australian author. I wonder if any of you have read any of her books. I absolutely loved every word. It is an epic journey. It's a tale of love, of family, of courage. I don't want to give too much away because there is a sort of mystery element to it, and there's myths that are intertwined throughout, Norse myths actually, or Nordic myths, however you want to call it. There's a lot of 80s kind of themes mixed in, and was there a better decade than the 80s, everyone? So lots of 80s music mentioned, 80s movies. Oh my goodness, I absolutely loved it. I actually listened to most of it and then read the end of it, and I had to buy it because I had to have a hard copy at home on my shelf, because I think this is definitely my favorite fictional read of this year, but I think it's one of my all-time favorite fiction books. It's really, really beautiful and powerful and made me laugh and made me cry. So if you're looking for a great novel to read, highly recommend, especially for Aussies, because of course Holly reads it out in the audiobook, and I love listening to a fellow Aussie accent, and it's just so beautiful. So partly set in a fictional place in Tasmania, and also partly set on the Faroe Islands. So it's so good. So I just wanted to share that before I do my editing. Okay, I'm going to edit now. Bye. Okay, I've just finished editing the episode and I've just hit publish. It didn't take me that long. It's about midday now. It was an episode of about 30 minutes in length, and I think it took me roughly an hour to edit. So that was pretty good. And I have edited it, published it. I haven't done the kind of social media promotion that I do for each episode though. So I will still need to do that, but it's a great episode. I interviewed a man by the name of Brett Dolman, who is one of the curators at Hampton Court Palace, about the new exhibition that's opened there, the Tudor World in the Wolsey Rooms. So I'm really excited to get that one out there. And I've got some lovely clips that they sent me of the actual exhibition and the rooms to share on social. So I'm excited to get that done. But first, I think I'm going to take a small break for lunch. I might also pop out for a walk. I feel like I need to stretch my legs. I also need to preview a podcast that I'm publishing for my Patreon community. So I publish exclusive content for them, and I always, of course, preview it first and make sure that I've listened to everything before I share it. So rather than sitting for an hour and listening to that, I prefer to be up and walking around. So I'll probably do that, I think, before I go on to anything else this afternoon. So yes, I will come back and update you after that. So I've come to pick my son up from school now. I did go for my walk and I listened to the podcast episode that I needed to preview before sharing it with my Patreon community. I've already shared it with them. That is all done. It's actually much warmer than I thought it was. So it's about 20 degrees at the moment, or even a little bit more than that. So it's Celsius, that is. So definitely spring is in the air. There are people out gardening. So funny how when spring is approaching, you just get this urge to kind of clean and to garden and to do things around the house, which is so lovely. So once I get home, I'm going to work on some social media posts that I'll need to share later to let everyone know that the new podcast episode is out. That's all done, published. Yeah, so it's been a very productive day so far. I realized that I've got another lecture that I need to share and I haven't watched it yet, but it's a good 2 hours long. So I don't think I will get to that today. I'll probably watch it in stages over the next couple of days. So ticking things off the list, I love that feeling. So hopefully I get a little bit of an R&R this weekend. The weather, if it's like today, I'd also love to get out into the garden. I've got so much work to do in the garden, my goodness. It's been a little bit neglected over winters, as usually happens. So productive day, all in all. Yesterday's podcast recording went extremely well, and after that my husband and I just put some records on, had a glass of wine, so it was a really lovely end to what was in the end a very productive day, I'm happy to say. And this morning I took my son squad swimming again, and I mentioned earlier that I had another lecture that I needed to listen to, and this one was a 2-hour long lecture, or about an hour and 45 actually. So I got that done while I was waiting for him to do his training. Excellent lecture, so good. And I shared that with this year's participants that are on the yearly course that I'm running, that I've mentioned a few times to you. So I got that done this morning. That's published. Now I'm just doing some things around the house, but I wanted just to say farewell to you first. But also I think you're going to have some bookish themed posts coming up, because I'm just looking around my study. This is okay, this is quite organized, but on this side, and I'll show you in a second, there are just piles of books and they don't fit there. So I think I need to make a date to pop to IKEA, buy another bookcase and rearrange all the books. That's going to take me quite some time, so you'll probably end up with a video related to that. And if you're wondering where my love of books comes from, I'm going to show you some clips from my mother's house. Now, I visited her for tea earlier in the week, and she is one of the most voracious readers that I know, and one of the most brilliant poets and writers as well, and loves books. Clearly, I inherited that love. Let me show you some of her bookish themed decorations. So now you know where my love of books comes from. It is clearly in my DNA. I can't help it but read and collect books. So thank you everyone so much for tuning into today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do leave me a comment, say hello in the comment box below. I will be back very soon with another video. Until then, of course, please take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.